My name's Spencer, and we made it to the weekend. Good morning. It is Tuesday. Good afternoon, actually. It is Tuesday. Put on a tank top. You know, sun's out, guns out. Ladies, my eyes are up here. What I plan on doing is hiking up the road right there. So I'm going to walk up there. I don't know. I don't even know how far. And then I'm going to drop off down to, the creek is down here on the south side of the road. All right, let's go for a hike. Okay, heading out 1 second here. So that outcrop there that looks like granite from here is more of this stuff. And it's just everywhere. It's just, the whole mountain is made out of this stuff. And I haven't looked at it through the loop yet, but it kind of looks like volcanic glass heading up that hill right now. One little cloud all by himself. Well, that's interesting. There's all of that right there that you're looking at is Mount Mazama ash. And you can see like right there where it's all clumped together, that's just being wet over years and years and years and centuries, and it clumps together, and this thing just keeps turning around, going away from the river, and that's not the direction I want to go. I want to go down into those trees, and I know it's hard to tell on a recording like this, but how steep these hills are right here. I don't, tell you what, I'm just going to leave this recording while I try and get down this hill and see if I don't break my ass doing it. And if I do, you'll get to see it. This trip originally, my sister was going to drop me off 10 miles south of here, and I was going to hike for a week to get to where I am right now. And then I was going to prospect in this area for a couple more days, and plans changed last minute. So now I'm just prospecting in this area, but 10 miles south of here, they actually ran a gold dredge through one of the creeks down there, and there's great big piles of rocks on the side of the creek, which is an indication that they ran a gold dredge through there. And oh, there was something big just chased out of there. Damn, I don't know what the hell it was, but it was something big. Quartz is how gold gets to the surface. So where you find quartz, you won't necessarily find gold, but wherever you find gold, you will find quartz. And like I said, I have not seen any quartz here at all. So I don't know, 10 miles south of here, plenty of quartz, plenty of gold. Right here in this spot, the way the earth cracked open and injected hot liquid quartz with gold in it into those cracks in the earth, well, evidently that didn't happen up here. Generally, if you find gold in one spot in the Rocky Mountains, you want to go north and south from wherever you found the gold, because that's the way the earth cracks here, is north and south. And that's where the gold deposits are. They knew that back in the 1800s, that you could find gold in veins that went north and south, but they had no idea why. There it is. That's it. That's all of it. There isn't any more. Yuck. I should drink some of that, see what it does to my intestines. Okay. Just kidding. Here's the water over here. All right. Made it. There's a nice little pool right there. Wonder how cold this is. Another opportunity for me to break my ass. There we go. All right. If you're looking for gold, this is not the place to do it. Gold never sits up high. It always goes down low. Like down at the bottom of that. You need to get down to where all the heavy stuff is settled. And heavy stuff doesn't settle on the top. It goes to the bottom. Gold is actually 19.3, I believe, 19.3 times heavier than water. And let me explain what that means. Imagine a gallon of milk. Okay, imagine yourself picking up a gallon of milk. Okay, that's basically the weight of a gallon of water. Okay, now imagine picking up that gallon of milk, same size, same shape, but it now weighs 19.3 times what 1 gallon weighs. So you're lifting up 19.3 gallons in that 1 gallon that you just lifted up. So I don't think I could do that. That's weird. She's got a little stripe going through it. Weird. So I don't see any bedrock either. That's a good place to look for gold. Scenery's beautiful, but I sure am looking for some indications here in these rocks that there's something else going on here. So that's basalt. That's just lava rock, which most of what the earth is on the surface is this stuff right here. But you see the bubbles in it? That was because it came to the surface so quickly that the little itty bitty tiny bubbles down under pressure, way down in the earth, made those bubbles really, really tiny. Here's a better example. Hard to bend over with all this stuff on. There we go. And as the magma came to the surface, the bubbles expanded, and then by the time this got, ended up where it was going to spend most of the rest of its life, those bubbles had expanded to this size, and then hardened so quickly that the bubbles didn't get a chance to pop and work their way out of the rock, and it just froze them like that. This side would be the high pressure side. Water comes around the corner, hits this, washes all the lightweight stuff out, and on the other side, the gold drops out behind the rock, and then the lightweight stuff keeps going. So that's why you sometimes want a gold pan right behind big rocks. Maybe I'll take a handful of gravel from right behind that rock sitting there. See what's in it. Much more comfortable. Now, I am going to go get some dirt from right there. Okay, I just realized I might have just panned out an entire pan of gold. And, well, a pan. And there was nothing in it, not nothing at all. I didn't see any quartz, and just got down to magnetite at the end of it. Nice, shiny, pretty magnetite, but not even one little itty-bitty tiny flake of gold. So, that's weird. 10 miles that way, plenty of gold. 10 miles north of that, none at all. Weird. So I apologize if I didn't get that on video. There wasn't anything to see. I can say that I tried it here and didn't have any luck, so at least I know. Satisfied my curiosity on that one. I think I'm gonna just put everything together, keep walking. I just checked the video on my phone, and sure enough, I panned out that whole pan without recording any of it. So I apologize for that. No commentary, no nothing. Just walk through the woods and see all the fish in there, all the minnows, millions of little trout. I don't know if you can see them or not. Baby trout. Maybe not hundreds, but 100. Funny that they're all coming over here. They've never seen a human before. First time. That's funny. Well, thousands more. I'm trying to walk around them, and they're all just congregating right here. I know this is interesting. So, coming down here, and I see this spot right here with, looks like they're, part of the year there might be a little water running down there, which would make this a real pretty little falls right here. Una cascada right here. That would be pretty. Uh-oh. What is that? Is that a bridge? I think that's a bridge. Let's go take a look at it. Well, this is interesting. Somebody thought it was important enough to put a bridge in here. The road runs perpendicular to where I am right now, so no matter where this trail ends up, as long as I keep going that way, I know I'm going to hit the road. And I've already walked up and down the road several times, so I know what it looks like. And back on the road again. If I keep going that way, we get to the opal deposit and to the hot springs. If I go that way, not very far, I can get to the van. All right, let's go this way. Home sweet home. All right, I got some planning to do. I mean, if I could find more of rocks just like this one, these are, I know I can sell these. I know I can make some money on these. I don't know how much. I mean, one or two of these pieces sitting at home on my shelf would look great. But if I bring back too many rocks, my wife will kick me out of the house. So, but I don't know if I want to spend 2 more days hacking away at that hill, man. This rock is really hard, and I didn't bring any power equipment with me. Right now, trying to do this by hand is just, man, I don't know if I can do that for 2 more days. Of the 12 people who are going to watch this video over the course of my lifetime, at least one of them is going to think, you got a little tiny stream over here with some water in it, enough to go shake a gold pan. Why don't you go over there and just do it once and see if you find anything? And that's not quite deep enough for me to shake a gold pan in. So let me dig a little hole, and I'll put that right there. That's where I'd like to go, right down there. Kind of scary, huh? And like I said, here's regular flashlight that'll show me what's in here in invisible light, and there's a black light that'll show me the stuff that's in here that has phosphorus in it that glows like a black light. All right, hold on. Let's I'm gonna spend a few minutes shoveling here, and that's gonna be pretty boring. So I'm probably just gonna fast forward past this part. Well, I'm sorry this is taking so long. If I was just panning for gold, I would just pan this all the way down and throw everything off the top of it and be done with it. But I'm looking through everything at the top because I want to see if I can find any things that are weird looking to me. Like the things that I've got in here. I want to take a better look at those. Generally, valuable stuff is also heavy. Gold, the platinum group metals, diamonds, all of the gemstones pretty much. I mean, opal is not. Opal doesn't weigh very much, but most of the things that are valuable weigh more than just about everything else. So even gemstones, they'll end up at the bottom of your pan. I'm Spencer, and we made it to the weekend. Do you hear that? That's some elk. I'm looking for things in here that aren't gold. I'm 99.9% sure that I'm not going to find any gold in this pan because I'm not seeing any quartz. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for other things that might be interesting. And this is going to take me a while, so I'm not going to video the whole thing. It would bore you out of your skull. Unless maybe you were here doing it yourself, then it would be maybe a little more fun. I didn't bring any acid with me, but I can take these home and soak them in acid. There's 3 kinds of acid that you use in gold refining and precious metals refining. It's nitric acid, hydrochloric acid, and sulfuric acid. And hydrochloric is the least dangerous of the 3. Nitric isn't too bad. Sulfuric acid is really nasty. If you got just a pan full of rocks and you suspect that there might be precious metals in them, you can soak those rocks in nitric, and you put it on a hot plate, and hot nitric works a lot better than room temperature. And nitric acid does a pretty good job of dissolving almost everything. So if you have any powder left at the bottom of your vessel, yeah, you got a pretty good indication that it's an expensive kind of metal. There's a guy on YouTube named Street Tips, not Street Tips. Street. He does precious metal refining using various acids, and he shows you. I mean, his videos are very, very detailed. The middle of nowhere. God doesn't even know where this place is. I'm just kidding. There is no God. But it is certainly possible that 100 years ago, when people were coming through here prospecting, there weren't any roads in here. I mean, to get to where I'm at right now, without driving, without this road having been put in, you'd have to walk for days and days and days. And you saw some of the stuff I was walking through. You couldn't even get a horse through this stuff in most places. So, these were guys who were, without the modern equipment that we have, hiking around in the mountains looking for gold. And they weren't even looking for the other precious metals, because we didn't even know what platinum was until World War II. And now there's 6 platinum group metals that are all worth thousands and thousands of dollars. There's lots of things out there that are worth money, that besides just gold. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing here, and this is going to take me a while. Okay, last video tonight, and then I'm going to put the camera away, put my phone away. So I went through all the rocks and found some really interesting stuff here. I did find, oh, why is the camera doing that? That's weird. I did find, I think that's probably aliasing, a bunch of metal. That's the good news. I mean, like, see that, like those little pieces right there? That's just solid metal. They're solid metal. That's the good news. The bad news is I think it's lead. That's the color it's kind of given me, and some of it's see if I can pronounce this right. Bucoidal. It's got it looks like little bubbles on the surface, which looks like lead to me. That's magnetite. And to verify that it's magnetite, I have a really, really, really powerful magnet right there. It's a 2 by 2 by 3 inch neodymium magnet. You don't want to put a really, really powerful magnet right up against any kind of magnetic powder. So you just put a little plastic bag or something like that over it. Oops, I almost hit the phone with it. That'll erase everything off my phone. So there's a little bit of water on that side, and let's see how much of this sticks to the magnet when I do this. And how much is left over. All right. All of that is magnetite. So, and there is a lot of it. And it is shiny, shiny stuff. Real pretty. Real just as black as the night. So all of that is magnetite. There you go. So that's magnetite. And so what's left over in there is going to be probably hematite and maybe some cobalt. Other kinds of black sand, real heavy stuff. If you look, this isn't a real close-up camera, but there is no gold in there whatsoever. So there also doesn't seem to be any lead in there, which is kind of weird, because what I think I've got in my sample over here, I think that's lead. And I'm not seeing any lead in there. So that's weird. And why don't I have any lead in the bottom of my pan here. We know there's magnetite, but there's magnetite right there. And hematite, I'm sure. Why is there no lead in there if I think that that sample is lead? They came from the same place. I don't know. And I don't have the ability here to really test any better than I have. So that sample is going to go into a bag and go home. And then this one, that is an opalized tree branch. The whole thing is opal all the way through. And you can tell here, it's in 3 pieces. And I had to glue those pieces back together with super glue. That's all I'm going to show you tonight, unless you want to see my dinner, which I'm about to cook. Hot chili. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning, but listen to this. I've scared most of the wildlife, I think. But yeah, it's about this quiet. Middle of the night. On a road you're familiar with. Good morning. It's 7:20 in the morning. And I woke up to the sound. I'm slowing down now a little bit, but you hear that? That's rain. So I ran outside. Got everything that I prefer isn't wet. Now we're going that way. Much better. Here's the spot I was working on last night, right? Enormous crystals right there. And that seam, if I keep following it down, see that right there? Look at those crystals. I don't know, I may just have to bury this, just pack a bunch of dirt in here and cover this up. And the museum pieces, I actually were just sitting right there. And I go up and look at that, and I don't see anything around it that looks any good at all. So, but I do need to go back up in there and clean some of that off. I just don't know what the heck to do with this. I need some power equipment in here. And I just broke out a pretty good sized piece here. Haven't even looked at it myself. Doesn't have the sparkle in it that we're looking for. Oops, where are we? There. Oh, sorry about that. But look how much crystal is in there. Look at that. There's my hand. Give you an idea. There's my fingers. Gives you an idea how big that crystal is. And it looks like it's fractured in lots of pieces, but there may be some good sparkle inside there somewhere. I'm gonna make an executive decision. That great big seam all the way down, and there's another nice piece, and then that huge rock right there. I can't get that out. I have got the wrong equipment for this. I have to see if I can get that out in one big piece, and there's no way I can break this stuff up without shattering that. It's like trying to break up concrete around an egg, without cracking the egg. So what I'm going to do is get some of this garbage from down here, and I'm just going to fill this crack back up. I'm just going to pack stuff in there, and then that'll give me an excuse to come back and pull all this stuff out with the right equipment next time. And I think all of this is just going to have to wait. Well, you're not going to believe this. That all just looks like Really not much of anything, and I just pulled a rock out of that hole right there, hit it once and didn't see anything, and rolled it down the hill. Then I took a better look at what was still sitting up there. So I just broke that off of something, and it's just sitting right there at the surface underneath that dirt. And still, I'm not getting the sparkle I want, but still. All right, well, I just rolled that rock right down the hill, so one of those down there has got this in it. All right, let me go take a look and see if I can find it. That just broke off of that. Why is it so dark all of a sudden? Look at that bad boy, huh? Shit. Okay. I can't see if I'm holding it in the right spot. That's a beautiful little crystal. I wonder what the rest of this thing looks like. I guess maybe I need to break that open, but I mean, there's no fractures or anything in that at all. I can't see what. I mean, that's something I could polish up and actually make some jewelry out of. That's all going to go then. And I need to go up and find out where that's coming from, because that's easy to get out of the hill. That's right under the dirt. All right, here we go. Let's go see what else I can find. The turkey vultures are circling. Is that a bad sign? Do they think I'm close to death? It's like rock climbing, except I don't get to use my hands. I gotta try and hold on to the face of that while I'm using my hands to chip away at everything around it. It's just that this is just killing me. I mean, using hand tools where I need power equipment here is what I need. If I had 60 watt drill or 60 volt drill and feather and wedges and that kind of thing, boy, I could eat this hill up.